There's been 0 playoff appearances in Seattle's franchise. 0. You look to your left, you look to your right, and you ask yourself, who am I playing for tonight? This is all you got.
Welcome to the scenic Pacific Northwest, home to the LFL Seattle Mist. Hello NFL fans across the country and around the globe. Alongside Bobby Huco, I'm Van and All Right. Bobby, tonight an interesting matchup. One team with a chance to make history. The other still searching for their true identity.
Definitely, Van Earl. It's been a tough year for Minnesota. The only bright spot has been quarterback sensation, the rookie, Kerry James. She's got a great arm, and arguably she's the most mobile quarterback in the LFL. She's just raw. She has to play big tonight against Seattle. Defensively, Malik Pay is coming hard, impressive off the edge after quarterbacks. She needs to play big tonight. She's a great motor and always around the football.
For Seattle, tonight could be the culmination of their 4-year pursuit of a playoff berth. For more on what the Mist needs to do to achieve franchise history, we say hello to the third member of our broadcast team, Mitch Mortazza.
All right, guys, welcome to the Pacific Northwest. Kent, Washington, just outside of Seattle, and boy, is it a big night for this Seattle Mist franchise. They've been playing in this building since 2009 with no success at cracking the playoffs. Not only can they make the playoffs tonight, but they can clinch the very competitive Pacific Division. And for them to do that, it's really going to be centered around perhaps the best offensive mind in our game, Chris Michelson, head coach and offensive coordinator of the Seattle Mist. And does he have some weapons to play with this year? That has been the biggest difference from 2009, 2010, 2011 even to this year. Not only does he have Jessica Hopkins, the returning all-fantasy wide receiver, but a plethora of weapons, including Cherie Hyatt, the speedster out of the backfield. You've got Melee Rich, who spells her in the backfield, and Ricky Krieger-Zeyer on the outside. To say they're loaded would be putting it very lightly. They should have a lot of fireworks here shortly after the 4th. It is July 6th, but I think we're going to see some fireworks here tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mitch. Certainly would be special if this Seattle team could clinch the playoffs and the Pacific Division in front of this incredible fan base. Kickoff is next. Back inside a raucous Showware Center where we're almost ready for kickoff. First, let's check in with Mitch, who's down on the field with Seattle head coach Chris Michelson.
All right, guys, welcome down to the field on this historic night, hopefully for this gentleman and this franchise who's been around since 2009 in search of that playoff berth. I know it's exciting in here because I know I've got this little present, Coach Michelson, the Big Low, the #1 fan of Seattle. I know a few of us got him tonight. Talk to us about what tonight means and how big it would be to clinch a playoff berth and win the most competitive division in all the LFL, the Pacific Division.
Obviously, it'd be a great honor just to go ahead and win that division with tough competitors like Las Vegas and LA, obviously. But more importantly, to do it here at home in front of these fans, which deserve it. They've been behind us for 4 straight years, and we haven't given them a playoff berth, and tonight's going to happen.
Excellent. Best of luck, Coach. We've got, guys, we've got obviously a focused coach, the focus bunch back there. Let's see how it works out for them. Back to you guys.
Mitch is right. Coach Michelson is so focused tonight. He's treating this game like a playoff game. They can outright win the Pacific Division, Van Earl.
Malik Pay back deep for Minnesota. Seattle in their home green. Christine Moore will kick it off for the Mist, and we are underway for LFL Saturday Night Football. Big kick by Moore through the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback. Minnesota will start it off first and 10 from their own 15-yard line.
Van Earl, when I talked to Coach Minetto, he was so fired up for this game. He still thinks they have a shot to get in the playoffs. They have to win out, but for Kerry James in Minnesota, this game is huge.
And this is a great opportunity for the young quarterback from Minnesota to really set the tone for this football game. They will have the football first as we get ready for first down for the Valkyrie. James looking to throw on first down and going right down the middle. Not accurate on her target, intended for Laurie Miller, so it'll be 2nd and 10, still from their own 15.
That could have been a huge play, Van Earl. Laurie Jo Miller was open on a streak pattern. It was a great read by James. They were coming with a full blitz, and she made the right read. She just didn't lay it out there. That could have been 6 points for Minnesota on the first play, but she just didn't make the completion.
James now working from the shotgun and tucking and running. Plenty of room up the middle for Kerry James and dragged down from behind by LaShonda Fowler. Let's meet the starters offensively for the Minnesota Valkyrie.
Kelly Gillespie, the center.
Christina Kelly, guard.
Brittany Austin, guard.
Catherine Johnson, wide receiver.
Dominique Schuler, wide receiver.
Lee Sebastian, running back.
Kerry James, quarterback.
Kerry James, she is the class of the 2013 rookie QBs.
James on the move again, this time picking up a minimal yardage down to the 18-yard line. Let's meet the starters defensively for Seattle.
Miller Rich, safety.
Shay Norton, defensive end. LaShonda Fowler, defensive end.
Sheree Hyatt, defensive back.
Christine Moore, middle linebacker.
Natalie Sudi, your cornerback.
Jessica Hopkins, free safety.
The heart and soul of that defense. Christine Moore and free safety Jessica Hopkins. She is the best in the game and a veteran.
Just underway here in Seattle. Minnesota on the move on the first offensive possession of the game. They hand it off left side. Maria Rye dropped for a loss of 1 yard. That moves the line of scrimmage back to the 19-yard line in Seattle territory.
Van Earl, Kerry James is doing what she has to do tonight. She looks good so far. The first time she ran was a quarterback draw. The safeties ran out. She gets a huge gain. She looks strong. She's got to keep this going right now.
Right now, James and the Valkyrie facing a 3rd and 8, 19 yards away from the end zone. James from the shotgun, quick pass, right side, complete to Aaron Yornholm. Minimal gain. They'll mark it at the 18, so just a gain of 1 yard.
Great pass by James. Yorhan made the wrong cut. It was a tunnel screen. She had the blocking, taking the blockers into the wall. She cut toward the wall instead of bringing it inside. That could have been a first down.
Now a 4th and 7 for the Valkyrie. No field goals in the LFL, so they got to go for it on 4th and 7. James again will work from the shotgun. Long snap count, finally gets it delivered. Throwing left side, a short pass, complete to Maria Rye, but again, minimal gain. That will be well short of the first down. So on their first possession, Minnesota picks up 1 first down, but then turns it over on down.
They tried the exact same play back to the left side, the tunnel screen. Not sure I like that call when you need 7 yards against this defense. It's a tough play to get 7 yards, and obviously it didn't work.
Now we get a chance to take a look at Seattle's high-powered offense, Bobby.
Van Earl, Coach Michelson is going to throw everything at Minnesota. He's treating this like a playoff game. Like I said, he's got over 100 plays, and I wouldn't doubt if he uses them all.
Look at here. That's Laurel Creel, the starting quarterback, lined up at a wide receiver slot. Krieger Zier with the backwards pass to the quarterback Creel, who's got a receiver wide open downfield. Touchdown, Seattle on their first play of the game. Sheree Hyatt, 34 yards.
What a call by head coach Chris Michelson. They have Laurel Creel at wide receiver. They have Krieger Zier at quarterback, and she can throw. Watch this pass. She throws a dart right to Creel. She catches it. She's got protection in front of her, and then she fires a bomb to Sheree Hyatt. What a call. First play by Seattle. Incredible.
Man, was Minnesota ever fooled on that, and that was a beautifully executed play by the Seattle offense. They jump out on top, 6-0. their first play of the game, and now they are lining up for the conversion, going for a 2-point conversion as they line up from 3 yards away.
I think the Minnesota defense is in shock, Van Earl.
They gotta be. Creel taking the shotgun snap, the shovel pass to Cherie Hyatt. There, she's in there. The 2-point conversion is good, and Seattle quickly establishing control of this game with an 8-0 lead.
Van Earl, Seattle's offensive line completely destroyed Minnesota's defensive line on that try for point. Megan Hansen, incredible push and drive blocks for the extra point. Seattle looks great right now, Van Earl.
Now we'll see if Carrie Janes and the Minnesota offense can help keep their team in it. What a catch by Cherie Hyatt, a great route. And here we go with 1st and 10 for Janes and the Valkyrie. Side pass on the right side, complete to Maria Raya, but again, the gain is only a yard out to the Minnesota 16-yard line.
I don't really understand these calls, Van Earl. They got a quarterback, a young gun who can throw it down the field. She can chuck it as good as anybody, and all they're doing is throwing these quick screens, and they're getting no gains from it.
Just under 3 minutes ago, I tell you what, Bobby, Cherie Hyatt is really making her presence felt.
She's got a chance of being the Rookie of the Year. Hyatt is explosive, dangerous. Anytime she touches the ball, she can score. And on defense, she is becoming one of the top shutdown corners.
2nd and 9 for the Valkyrie. Carrie Janes tucking and running, but immediately stopped at the line of scrimmage by LaShonda Fowler.
Great play by LaShonda Fowler. She saw this play on the last series. They tried the quarterback draw, and Janes almost took it for 6. She stayed back on this one. She knew she was going to run. A great play by Fowler.
James was able to pick up a yard, so it's 3rd and 8 now for the Valkyrie from their own 17-yard line.
Van Earl, they have to go vertical. They have to attack the secondary deep to have any chance tonight.
James back in the shotgun formation. Looking to throw, and again now tucking and running. These all look like the same quarterback draw plays. James able to pick up just 2 yards on that one before taken down by Melee Rick.
That looked like a replay right there. Nothing's there. I don't know if the play selection right now is bad by Minnesota. The first play of the game was a great call. They went against the blitz. They had the go route, the streak pattern wide open. James couldn't get her the ball, but since then, they're not doing anything.
Carrie Janes at 5'7", 135 pounds. The 24-year-old has shown, as Bobby mentioned, a lot of flashes of some serious quarterback talent. But right now, it looks like her coaches are not putting her in the best position to succeed, and now facing another 4th down. 4th and 6. James throwing it down the middle, showing the arm strength, but nowhere showing the accuracy. Way off the mark. The ball will go over on down. Seattle will have another opportunity. Seattle has had plenty of time to get ready for this game. So much time that Laurel Creel feels confident about the preparation she was able to put into it before kickoff tonight.
Winning tonight and clinching the playoffs is huge. It's what we've been working for on and off the field all year long.
Van Earl, Creel is coming into her own this year. In 35 attempts, she's got 6 touchdowns and only 1 interception.
1st and 10 for the Mets. They hand it off to Melee Rich. Right side, picks up a few yards. They spot it at the 16-yard line of Minnesota territory, a gain of 3 yards.
This offense, Van Earl, you don't know what's coming next. They go hurry up on the line of scrimmage. They got Creel calling her own plays. Minnesota's on their heels right now.
2nd and 7 for Seattle. Creel showing throw. Little hitch pass on the inside route, complete to Fowler. Good gain, 5 yards down to the Minnesota 11-yard line.
Coach Michelson couldn't speak enough about LaShonda Fowler. All he wants to do is get the ball in her hands, and she's going to break something tonight.
Last minute of play here in the first quarter. A 3rd and 2 for Creel and the Mist. They keep it on the ground. Put it in the belly of Melee Rich. Changes directions. Finds some room on the left side before being shoved out of bounds, but able to pick up the 1st down and get it down into the red zone.
She is so exciting, Van Earl. There was nothing there on the sweep right. Absolutely nothing there. On her own, she cuts back and makes positive yardage. I love watching her run.
We'll see if Seattle's able to get one more snap off before the end of this first quarter. It looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. They are off to a great start, though. Scoring on their first play of the game. The horn sounds. We've hit the end of the first quarter. Laurel Creel and the Seattle Mist, a very focused group and scoring on their first play of the game.
Megan Hansen, center.
Sheree Hyatt, offensive line.
Christine Moore, tight end.
Shonda Fowler, wide receiver.
Jessica Hopkins, wide receiver.
Bella Rich, running back. Laurel Creel, quarterback.
Vanderbilt, I love this offense. They're averaging 39 points a game, second in the LFL, only behind Annie Erler and the Green Bay Chill. Incredible.
Now first and goal for Seattle. Oh! Creel's pass is picked off. Dominique Schuler right at the goal line, stepping up and picking off that Creel delivery. That's a big play for the Valkyrie.
Just as I say how good they are, Creel underthrows a fade route. She's open, she just doesn't put any air under, it gets picked off. It almost goes for 6 the other way. Great play stopping her, but that's what Minnesota needs right now, Vanderbilt. Turnovers, they have a chance to win this game. They need that all night. Now the offense has to capitalize.
Absolutely, that's a really big play for Minnesota. So it's time for Carrie James and her offensive teammates to deliver as they take over here just underway in the second quarter.
Not a bad time to try to go deep right now, Vanderbilt, after a turnover. Oh, no.
Bouncing the snap back to James, and the pass is knocked away on the pass rush. An ugly play for the Valkyrie.
Vanderbilt, great team, try to go deep after turnovers. Minnesota was going to run that same tunnel screen again, which has not worked all night, instead of trying to attack the secondary.
Now a 2nd and 10 for James, and the Valkyrie working from their own 19-yard line.
I just don't understand Coach Minetto and this offensive scheme he's got tonight. He told us he was going to attack Seattle, but he's not doing it.
This time the snap is good. James has some time, throws it over the middle, and she throws an interception. Megan Hansen standing right there. James apparently never saw her, but threw it right to her.
There was no receivers there. Watch this, Vanderbilt. Nobody's there. I don't know where she's throwing the ball. There's nobody there. Megan Hansen just stood there, and the ball hit her in the belly. Another big turnover for Seattle, but Minnesota won't have a chance in this game if they keep making mistakes like that. That's a rookie mistake.
1st and 10 for the Mist. Creel with the play action, rolling out right side, throwing to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! LaShonda Fowler. Wow! What a change in turn of events here over the last 4 or 5 plays.
After looking at Minnesota's defense, I'm not sure that they studied films. Watch this play action, bootleg to the right-hand side, 7 route in the corner, wide open. Another great pass by Creel. She came right back from that bad interception with a great touchdown pass.
16-yard TD toss for Laurel Creel. Now that's how you take advantage of a turnover right there, as Seattle is able to convert on 1st down, and now they line up for another 2-point conversion, already leading 14-0.
That's 2 big mistakes by Minnesota, missing the first play of the game and then throwing that pick.
Creel complete. The 2-point conversion is good. Sheree Hyatt on the receiving end of that. The Mist delighting their terrific fans here in the ShoWare Center.
Watch her come all the way across. Nobody covers her. Vanderbilt, where's the secondary? Has Minnesota watched any film of Seattle? It looks like a touch game out there.
Carrie James has got to be reeling mentally. Her head has got to be spinning, finding her and her team down 16 points. They stay on the ground and nowhere to go for Stewart. No gain, so it'll be 2nd and 10 still from the 15.
Somehow Coach Minetto and James have to come up with a big series right here. They have to stop the bleeding right here, 16-0. This could get ugly if they turn the ball over again now. They have to come up with a solid game plan, stay relaxed, stay focused, and move on Seattle. Don't try anything big right now.
5:25 remaining in the second quarter. A 2nd and 10 for Carrie James in Minnesota. Good snap. James with some time, now chased out of the pocket left side, makes a good move, picks up some positive yards out to the 21-yard line.
Vanderbilt, that's what James has to do tonight. Right now, that's the perfect kind of play. Get a good gain, settle the team down, and keep pounding the ball down the field. She's going to have to run the ball a lot tonight because their starter the last game, Lisa Bastien, is not playing tonight. Coach's decision. We don't know the inside story there. That's huge. That was their leading rusher. So James has to pick it up tonight on the ground.
Now a 3rd and 5 for the Valkyrie. James remains in the shotgun. The draw to Katrina Stewart, left side, fighting for the first down, and she's got it. That gets it out to the 24-yard line of Seattle.
She looks like she's nicked up right there. Stewart is definitely not like Bastian. Look at the hole she has, a great hole here. She should have broke this. Great runners would break this, but she gets a good gain, but that could have been a huge gain for Minnesota.
Looked like her knee might have gotten caught in an unsavory position. Now James, back up the middle on the quarterback draw. Good gain, threatening the first down marker. Picks up 8 yards on the play.
Vander, I like this call. A trip set, a quick quarterback draw. The other one was out of shotgun, so she was 7 yards deep. This one was quick, 3 yards deep. Safeties go back, corners go over to the trip set. Another great gain by James.
Right now, Minnesota's on the move, showing some good rhythm offensively for the first time in this game as we move in under 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
This is like the first drive. They settled down, they look composed. James looks good in there, they're moving the ball. Now they just need some points and they're back in the game.
2nd and 2 for the Valkyrie. James again, the quarterback draw up the middle, finds some room, going for the end zone, gets it down to the 2-yard line. Another first down run for Carrie James.
Now I like that call by Coach Minetto. Come back with the same play, running it until they stop it. Quarterback draw, comes over, great blocking up front, the point of attack. James has another run, almost takes it in. But heck, if they can't stop it, Van Earl, keep doing it.
1st and goal now for the Valkyrie from the 2-yard line. They are answering right now after really getting rocked on their heels with Seattle's sensational start. Now they're starting to show some potential. 1st and goal. James working from underneath center. The handoff is bobbled. The ball is loose. They're scrambling for the football. It looks like Minnesota has been able to hold on to it. A recovery by Maria Rye.
Van Earl, why even hand the ball off to these new running backs? Bastian's not in there. I would let James run it. She's running great. A misconnection right there. You can tell it's a new running back. Her arms were in the right position. They fumbled the exchange. Not sure I like that call. You got a hot runner, and James let her keep running it.
Now 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Again, they hand it off, and stopped in the backfield is Maria Rye. They'll mark it at the 4-yard line, so that's a loss of 1 yard. Hopkins and Moore in on that stop.
Van Earl, what am I missing here? The only person running the ball making yards is James, and they're not giving her the ball.
James in Minnesota threatening the end zone. We'll see if they can punch it in when we come back. Back at the ShoWare Center where Minnesota is on the doorstep. A 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Carrie James looking to throw. Now tucking, scrambling around and just throwing it away. Not a bad decision. She was in a mess.
She got hit hard on that play, Van Earl. I hope she's okay. Like you said, it was a great decision by her. She's up though. Wow, she's not looking good though, Van Earl.
There is a flag on the play.
Chris Michelson is going ballistic right now. This is the only way Seattle can lose. They have a chance to stop Minnesota for a loss. She's throwing balls away, and they get a personal foul. Wow.
And now it's James who's lined up as the wideout. Dominic Schuler was lined up in the quarterback position, and she is just slammed by the entire Seattle defense on that 1st and goal play. Another flag down on the field.
Van Earl, I still don't understand the call. James is not getting the ball. They keep giving the ball to different backs and different quarterbacks. And James, that's your weapon right there.
James back in the shotgun on 2nd and goal. Looking to throw right side. Complete to Maria Rye. But not a very good completion because she needed to be in the end zone.
Good completion, but I don't know if it's thrown to the right player. Maria Rye, I mean, she's a good athlete, but she's not an explosive player like Seattle has. I'm not sure why you're giving her the ball. She's not getting it in the end zone.
1 minute, 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. Minnesota desperately trying to get on the scoreboard. They're the road team in what is arguably the toughest arena in all of the LFL for any road team to play. Now facing a 3rd and goal. James handing it off. Again, they are stopped. Maria Rye thrown for a loss of 1 yard. They're going backwards.
Van Earl, that's the same call 3 times in a row. A good call would have been bootleg off that and give James the pass and run option.
Timeout on the field. Seattle has called time. They're hoping to get the ball back after they stop Minnesota. 4th and goal for Carrie James and the Valkyrie. This will be their 8th play inside the red zone on this possession.
And they haven't given it to their most explosive player.
James still with the football, looking to throw and taken down for a huge sack. Shay Norton with the takedown of the Minnesota quarterback. The ball will go over on downs. Back to Seattle. 11 plays for the Valkyrie, and they're unable to get it in.
What a play by Shay Norton, the heart of this defense. She's coming off a torn quad, which is unbelievable. That's the most painful injury ever. Shay Norton with an unbelievable great play right there, Van Earl.
And it gives her offense a chance to get in the end zone one more time before half. That timeout by Michelson, a great move, because now Laurel Creel and the Seattle offense has plenty of time to work with. 1st down. Creel going deep down the left side. Caught! Racing for the end zone is Jessica Hopkins. Touchdown, Seattle!
That's what air raid type offenses do. They don't care what the score is. They don't care how much time's in the game. They want to score points. Love Michelson's system. 30 seconds left, first play, try to bomb, and what a great throw by Creel on the money. Looks secondary off, throws deep. Jessica Hopkins, a great wide receiver, just like she's a great free safety, Daniel. Great call and a great throw by Creel.
You saw Hopkins lose the ball when she was pushed into the wall, but she had clearly crossed the goal line, so the touchdown stands. Now the 2-point conversion try for Creel and the miss. Creel with some time now, rush, throws it up for grabs. Pass is incomplete, so the conversion is no good, but the lead is 22 points for the home team against League Play Pay and the Valkyrie.
We haven't heard much about League Play Pay tonight. We talked about it in the pregame. She has to play big tonight and go after Creel, but we haven't said her name once, I don't think, Van Earl.
You are correct, sir. Now the Valkyrie, they've got 33 seconds. Let's see if they give James a chance to throw it downfield. 1st and 10. James has some time. Throws it left side, throws it away, incomplete. Hurried by Shay Norton on that pass.
James has great potential, but if you see her in the pocket, she has happy feet. She's not taking strict drops like Creek. She's really shaky. She's got a great arm. She just needs some good coaching, and she's going to be a good quarterback, but right now, they're not looking good.
Under 26 seconds remain in the first half. A 2nd and 10 for Carrie James and the Valkyrie. Jessica Hopkins, the latest hero for the home team here at the ShoWare Center. James, again, looking to throw, this time going down the middle. Oh, it's picked off. Hopkins again making a huge play for the Seattle Miss.
Great play by Hopkins. I'm not sure about the call, and I'm not going to blame the quarterback because when you run a post pattern against cover 2, there's 2 safeties back there. You have to get rid of safeties. You have to get them to the outside by having another wide receiver on the outside to pull the safety out, and they don't. So both safeties can converge on the ball, and Hopkins makes a great play.
Carrie James very frustrated with this first half, already charged with 2 picks. While Laurel Creel and the Seattle offense looking very, very impressive. 1st down, 17 seconds left. Creel looking to throw, and again going deep down the right side. Pass off the mark, but Seattle not slowing down at all.
She had her open. Van Earl could have been another 6-pointer. She did a great job with her eyes. She moved the safeties looking left. Then she had this streak pattern open. She just underthrew the ball. It could have been more points for Seattle.
11 seconds remain here in the first half. Seattle dominating with a 22-point lead.
This is where Michelson goes for the jugular. He doesn't care if there's 11 seconds left. He's going to try to score.
2nd and 10 for Creel and the miss. Creel working from the shotgun. Again, looking to throw. Over the middle, incomplete. Like you said, Bobby, Michelson not taking his foot off the accelerator.
Van Earl, I like the call. It was a trip set. They had 2 receivers going deep. The 3rd receiver does a dagger about 15 yards across the field. She was open. Creel just didn't get the ball to her, but I love the call. They're going for points. Wouldn't be surprised if they tried it again.
They got 5.5 seconds to work with. It's 3rd down. Seattle working from their own 11-yard line. Creel again, looking to throw. Down the middle, looked like the pass might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete, and they've still got .7, so they got time for one more play.
They got time left. Michelson kept one lady in the backfield extra for pass protection purposes, and they're throwing it. They're going for 6 again, Van Earl.
I mean to tell you, Michelson and the miss, ruthless. The shotgun snap, last play of the first half. Pass over the middle, too high, incomplete, intended for Melee Rich. But we have reached halftime. Seattle dominating the action with a 22-0 lead over the visiting Valkyrie from Minnesota. Let's check in with Mitch.
Down the field, guys, it has turned into a massive party in Kent, Washington. Obviously, this game is not over yet, 22-0, but Seattle's rolling right now. Talk to us about that trick play to start the game. Was that something you guys talked about all week coming in?
You know us and our trick plays, and we haven't yet to get one off this year, so it was a big momentum push that we were going to get that one started, so that was great. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, Shay's definitely fired up. I'm with Shay Norton over here, and I've got Christine Moore, another veteran that's been here. How sweet would this be to clinch the playoff berth and also the Pacific Division, especially for this group of veterans you've got on this team?
Oh, it would be amazing. You know, we just worked so hard. I keep telling these girls, we've been training since 2011 to be in this position, and you know what? We're just ready to take it tonight. This is what we're going to do. We got a whole half to go. We're fired up. Let's do this. Let's do it.
All right, guys, as you can see, it sounds like Minnesota's got their work cut out for them in the second half. Back to you guys.
And I don't think Seattle's done with their work. Halftime activities after this. Welcome back to a rockin' Showware Center where the home team leads it here at halftime, 22-0. Bobby, not a big surprise that Seattle is in control, but I'm not sure a whole lot of people expected them to be quite so dominant.
Well, they're proving why they are the #1 ranked team in the Western Conference coming down the stretch. Coach Chris Michelson opens up the play, their first play on offense, a little razzle-dazzle. He puts Creel at wide receiver. She catches the lateral, then throws a dart to Cherie Hyatt for a quick 8-0 lead on their first offensive play. Creel wasn't done yet. She came right back 16 yards to LaShonda Fowler. Then the trifecta, her third touchdown pass, 35 yards, a streak pattern to Jessica Hopkins. They're up 22-0 already at halftime.
For Minnesota, just a lot of frustration on both sides of the football.
Certainly a tough start for quarterback Carrie James. She's getting battered and already threw 2 interceptions already at halftime. And defensively, they've led up 90-yard passing at Seattle at halftime. That's too much. They have to get focused, conviction, and go after Seattle somehow, or they're going to get blown out.
We'll see if Minnesota can turn it around or if Seattle can capture the first playoff berth in the history of their franchise. The second half kickoff is next. Another look at downtown Seattle as we return to LFL Saturday Night Football. Back inside a packed Showware Center, and the party is on because the home team is dominating. How about the numbers for the two quarterbacks, Bobby?
The big difference between the two QBs is huge. Creel has 3 touchdown passes, while James has 2 interceptions. Interceptions will kill you and you lose games. Creel's playing great.
While Seattle is having fun, Minnesota is not. Let's find out what kind of adjustments they made in the locker room at halftime as we check in with Mitch.
All right, guys, down to the field, start of the second half. I'm with Carrie James, an outstanding rookie quarterback, but obviously you're getting beat up here a little bit tonight. Talk to us about what happened in the first half and what has to happen in the second half for you guys to get back in this thing.
We just need to be more physical up front. We're getting beat right now. We addressed that in the locker room, and we're going to push them back, and we're going to come back and win right here.
All right, guys, well, definitely it looks like a shift in Minnesota's strategy for the second half. We'll see how it plays out. Back to you guys.
I like her attitude, having that confidence they're going to come back. That's what you have to have. Not sure that's going to happen against Seattle, because Seattle can clinch tonight with a win, and they're looking like they're fired up. This crowd's fired up. Minnesota has to have a big play to turn the momentum around, Van Earl.
It's just hard to believe that Melee Rich and the Seattle Mist have never made the playoffs, and tonight they are right there on the verge of doing so. The kickoff to the second half by Carrie James goes out of bounds. Seattle will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15, trying to build on their 22-point lead.
Right before halftime, it looked like Laurel Creel got nicked up a little bit. She limped off the field to the locker room, but she looks okay right now, Van Earl.
1st and 10 for Creel and the Mist as we get things going here in the second half. Creel, quick hitch pass, right side, complete to LaShonda Fowler. Huge run after the catch, taking it down to the Minnesota 20-yard line, a first down on the first down of the second half.
Now that's how to run the tunnel screen. Look at the lead blockers down the field. She doesn't get touched until she's over 10 yards down the field. Lead blockers make the tunnel screen work. Great play, great call, and great execution.
The pitch to Melee Rich, right side, trying to use her blocking. Getting it down to the Minnesota 14-yard line, a gain of 6 on that sweep.
Watch the Seattle offensive line. The whole line moves to the right on the sweep, and as a wall leading Melee Rich down the field.
The up-tempo offense in high gear for Seattle. 2nd and 4. Creel chased a little bit out of the pocket, trying to dump it off, but incomplete, intended for Rich.
Should have been caught right there by Rich. Another great play selection. The blitz came, they let everybody come after the quarterback. There's nobody there in the middle, and Rich can't bring the ball down. That might have been 6 points for Seattle.
First offensive possession of this second half. Seattle on the move, facing a 3rd and 4 from the 14. Little sidearm delivery pass, complete to Christine Moore. A first down for Seattle as they get it into the red zone.
They got lucky right there. Jessica Hopkins got in her way. She was supposed to be the lead blocker, but she got stuck right into Moore, but she still got the first down.
Now a 1st and goal situation for the Mist. 10 yards away from the end zone. Creel, play action, rolling right, looking to throw, throwing into the end zone, caught! Touchdown! Cherie Hyatt, her 2nd touchdown catch of this game. Seattle continues to rock and roll.
When you run a play action pass like that, it's almost a boot right. All the receivers were wide open in the end zone. Creel could have had her pick of 3 receivers. Watch this. Everybody goes for the run. She can go back. There's 3 receivers wide open in the end zone. Seattle is on fire right now, Van Earl.
I mean, they are looking fantastic. Now they'll go for a 2-point conversion as they line up at the 3-yard line. Creel from underneath center, misdirection, wide open, high step, waltz into the end zone for the 2-point conversion by Jessica Hopkins. Seattle increases their lead to 30 points.
That's why you do play action. Nobody knew had the ball. The linebackers and the safety from Minnesota all went right. They come back and nobody was there. Another great call by Coach Michelson.
5 plays on the scoring drive for the Seattle Mist. Carrie James in the Valkyrie trying to do something offensively. 1st and 10 for them from their own 15. James can't find a receiver, tries to buy some more time. Now finding herself pushed back, and she throws it away into the stand.
Van Earl, there's no structure in his passing attack. Watch when she drops back. She doesn't have a 3-step drop, 2-step, or even 1-step. She's like shuffling her feet, and just it's like a touch football game. She's trying to find somebody open, but there's no structure to this passing attack.
What do you do if you're Carrie James, Bobby? A frustrated quarterback, and as you just mentioned, no rhythm whatsoever for her offense.
I'm not blaming her. I mean, she's going to be a good quarterback. She's raw, obviously. She's a rookie, but she's got a gun. She just needs good coaching and a good offensive scheme. I'd like to see her with Chris Michelson.
That would be unique. Just past the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, James again looking to throw. Trying to buy some more time. Push back to her own 5-yard line. Now further back. Now she's tucking and running, showing some speed. Cutting back up the middle. And taken down finally by Krieger-Zeyer and Fowler.
That's just like street football, Van Earl. There's no structure to that passing attack. She's just stuffing it in the pocket, shuffling, trying to buy some time, and then running the ball. It's like playing in the street. It's not going to work.
She ran around for about 15 or 20 yards, but the actual gain only 2 yards. So it will be 3rd and 8 for the Valkyrie.
They haven't completed 1 ball down the field tonight. The first pass of the game, they had a shot on the blitz, but that was it.
Christine Moore and the Seattle defense looking to once again keep the Minnesota offense down, and they do just that. A flag flew on the play. We'll find out about the penalty.
The defense has to line 3 yards off the ball. They got a little aggressive there. But again, the offensive call, the only time you should call a draw play is after you've thrown like deep balls and completed them. You got the defense thinking pass, but they haven't completed any passes deep, so the draw's not going to fool anybody.
Cherie Hyatt and the Seattle defense trying to keep Carrie James and the Minnesota offense down and psychologically out. Now facing a 3rd and 3 after the 5-yard penalty in their favor. James again looking to throw. Still looking downfield. Throws it into coverage and knocked away, intended for Laurie Miller.
Great coverage there by Natalie Sudi. She was all over the wide receiver. She might have got there just a little bit early, though. Great play by James. There's Sudi right there. That's pass interference.
No flag thrown by the refs, so they missed that one as Sudi got her back arm in there, and that was definitely pass interference, but no call. So now it's 4th and 3 for the Valkyrie, working from their own 22-yard line. Carrie James pleading with her offensive teammate. Let's get this conversion.
That could have been huge right there. That could have been a little momentum booster there if the ref helped him out, but he missed the call.
James take the shotgun snap on 4th down. Intended for Perzacilli. Off the mark. Once again, Minnesota comes up short and turns the ball over on downs.
Van Earl, you have one team that looks like they're on a championship-type run, and you have the other team that is so frustrated. Look at James right there talking to the coach. She doesn't know what to do left. The calls aren't helping her out. Minnesota needs some help right now.
2:45 remain in the 3rd quarter. Seattle keeps it on the ground. The end around to Ricky Krieger-Zeier gets shoved into the wall. They'll spot it at the Minnesota 17-yard line, a gain of 5 yards.
Chris Michelson never lets off the gas pedal. Here we go. No huddle again. He comes with a reverse right there. Ricky Krieger-Zeier, great to see her back from her concussion.
2nd and 5 for Seattle. Creel throwing left side, little underthrown and incomplete, intended for Jessica Hopkins.
She was open. Creel didn't get the ball. I'll tell you, the last couple series, Creel hasn't been that sharp. With one-on-one coverage, Hopkins was open for 6 again. Creel didn't get the ball out there.
Now a 3rd and 5 as we hit the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. A 3rd and 5 for the Mist. They keep it on the ground. Hand it off to Hopkins. She goes up the middle, picks up 4 yards, gets it down to the 13-yard line.
Coach Michelson did say if he got a big lead, he was going to play some players that haven't played that much to get them ready for the playoffs. But right now, it looks like Creel needs to stay in the game. She's not sharp.
4th and 1 for Seattle, trying to keep their drive alive. Creel push back, throws it over the middle, complete to Krieger-Zeier, putting it up for a 1st down, a 5-yard gain, and Seattle keeps their drive alive.
Solid throw by Creel right there when she had to have it. 4th and 5, big play, comes up with a big play. Michelson, I'm telling you, he keeps putting the pedal down, going for more points.
Seattle is in the red zone, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Creel, all kinds of time, plenty of room, throws it into the end zone. Incomplete through the hands of Krieger-Zeier.
Now that's the way to throw the football. Laurel Creel looked great on that. A rollout to the right. Had Ricky Krieger-Zeier coming across. She throws a bullet right through her hands. But she looks so much better overall this year. She's leading the league in passing. She has this offense under her fingernails, Daniel. She loves this offense. She looks like a leader back there. They got a chance to go all the way if they keep it together.
30 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. Seattle trying to get it in the end zone yet again, facing a 2nd and goal. Creel, quick delivery, right side, caught! Touchdown, Ricky Krieger-Zeier. Seattle increases their lead yet again.
Did you see how Creel took a solid 1-step drop and delivered a straight? On the other side of the ball, watch her footwork here. Boom, 1 step, fires it on the money, touchdown. That's what James has to do on Minnesota's offense. Great play again by Laurel Creel.
You can really see the coaching of Chris Michelson with his quarterback, Laurel Creel. That, to me, Bobby, is a great example of coaching and practicing and working on the rhythm and the form.
That's it. He is an offensive genius, and Creel has bought into his system. They look great, and she looks great. Cheap shot right there. Uncalled for.
A whistle stop play. It looked like there was already 1 penalty, and then a cheap shot delivered where Laurel Creel was the victim and on the receiving end of that cheap shot by the Minnesota player.
The whole Mist team was going to go after that player. You don't take cheap shots on your starting quarterback. The league-leading quarterback, Creel, took an unneeded shot right there.
Especially on the conversion try. So the personal foul called against Minnesota. They'll move the conversion try from the 3-yard line to the 1-yard line to make it that much easier for an already high-powered Seattle offense.
Van Earl, that was a frustrated league play right there. She hasn't played good all night. She takes a cheap shot.
And wide open on the conversion try on the left side is Jessica Hopkins. Now it's a 38-0 shellacking by the Seattle Mist against League Play Pay and the Minnesota Valkyrie. All Seattle, all night long, they're dominating. The ShoWare Center is nothing but a party scene. The Seattle Mist have not been in action for a few weeks, but boy, absolutely zero rust, while Carrie James and the Minnesota Valkyrie have really struggled on this edition of LFL Saturday Night Football. They get another shot. 1st and 10 from their own 15. Again, James stumbling and falling down and trying to throw the ball away to save a loss of yardage.
I think we saw that play in the New York Jets offensive system. What is that called? The
Mark Sanchez.
She ran into her offensive lineman. I'm surprised she got the ball away, but Sanchez, yeah, that became the player of the year.
Wow, really frustrating night for Carrie James. I know it's really hard for you to relate, Bobby, as a former quarterback. You've never been in this situation.
Actually, I have. She's a rookie. She's playing against a great Seattle team, and she's doing fine. Don't get me wrong. She just needs a better offensive scheme.
James scrambling around for some yardage, but a flag thrown on that play. The penalty is against Minnesota. 5 yards on the false start, no play, so it'll be 2nd and 15 for Carrie James and the Valkyrie.
What James has to do, just stay composed, stay focused, get a good drive here and get some points on the board.
James looking for a receiver, tucks and runs, moves left side, no blocking, all kinds of Seattle defenders, and a big hit from Tina Fetzer to stop the Minnesota quarterback.
When we spoke with Coach Michelson, the only player he was concerned about is James, because she can hurt you. So he had this whole defensive scheme aimed at her, and look what happened. She ends up taking shots like that, which you can't have your quarterback take.
That's for sure. She's not going to last very long if she continues to take that kind of abuse.
She's got no help back there, Van Earl. No running backs. They're not playing Bastian. We still don't know the reason why. The other 2 backs have done nothing tonight. It's been her game, but she needs some help.
3rd and 11 for Carrie and the Valkyrie. Low snap. Carrie handles it well. Again, tucking and running. Trying to pick up some yards on the right side. Gets it out to their own 19-yard line before Cherie Hyatt comes in and stops her.
Now what Coach Michelson is doing on defense, he's only rushing 2 players. He's dropping 5 players back in coverage, so nobody's open back there, so they're forcing James to run the ball, and as soon as she crosses the line of scrimmage, it's gang tackling. Great defensive scheme.
5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the Seattle domination. Minnesota with another 4th down situation, needing 6 yards to keep this drive alive. James with the shotgun snap. Harassed. Able to escape that pass rusher. Throws it downfield. Wobbly pass. Picked off. Intercepted by Ricky Krieger-Zeier. Deep in her own territory. But once again, Carrie James and the Valkyrie failed to get it done.
This is total frustration by James. Nobody's open. Krieger-Zeier with a great play, just like playing center field, but that is total frustration by James. You can see it right there. She doesn't know what to do. The offense is not helping her out. She has no receivers, no running backs tonight. Total frustration, Van Earl.
Back on the field again. Laurel Creel and her Seattle offense. Taking over 1st and 10 at their own 6-yard line, and again, Creel looking to throw in and out of the hands of Krieger-Zeier. But at some point, Bobby, you might just want to run the ball and keep the clock moving.
Not with Michelson. That's not his offense. His offense is the run and shoot, the air raid, whatever you want to call it. Passing is just like a run to him. A short pass is better than a short run, so he's going to keep throwing it, trust me.
Now 2nd and 10 for Creel and the Seattle Mist. I am so impressed, Bobby, with overall this Seattle team, both offense and defense. They are looking so serious to contend for the Legends Cup.
Creel right there. What a year she's having. This is her team. Look at these plays they're calling. Total frustration by the Minnesota defense.
Beautiful play design and beautiful execution by the players as Creel completes it to Jessica Hopkins. Another first down for the Mist.
The entire Minnesota defense is on their heels. Look where their players are. They're spread across the field because they don't know where the ball's going, don't know who's going to get the ball. They come back completely on the opposite side of the field and get another big gain.
A big gain of 14 yards, so they worked from their own 20 on another first down. This time Creel tucks and runs up the middle. Stopped by leak play pay, but not before she's able to get it into Minnesota territory to the 24-yard line.
Now that's what you don't want. You don't want your star quarterback running the ball. Just slide or throw it away or something like that, because she had the time back there, but that's the last thing Seattle needs going into their playoffs.
The Mist just dominating from the opening kickoff to where we are now, 3.5 minutes left in the game. Creel over the middle, off the hands of Melee Rich, but she comes down with it, makes a great catch, sticks with the play, and picks up a first down.
That shows what kind of athlete Melee Rich is. She tipped the ball up and caught it herself. Great concentration, and they're moving the ball. It looks like they're behind right now, doesn't it?
It sure does, and now Seattle has another first down, 18 yards away from the end zone as we hit the 3-minute mark of the fourth period. The handoff inside, that's Carrie Warren up the middle, all kinds of room, picking up yet another first down for Stewart and Austin. Stopper for Minnesota.
Another weapon for Seattle. Coach Michelson said he wanted to get Carrie Warren some touches tonight and get her some game action at running back, and look what happens. Another weapon for Laura Creel.
And she picks up a first down thanks to her 10-yard romp right up the middle.
Van Earl, with Seattle looking this good, and if LA, the way it looks now, they'll become a wild card, this is going to get crazy in the playoffs.
Oh, very dangerous. First and goal for the Mist from the 8-yard line. Creel harassed, throws it into the end zone. It looks like it's caught for a touchdown, but we got a flag on the play. No touchdown signal from the refs.
That looked good to me, Van Earl. I'm not sure what the flag's about.
And that will wipe it off the board. That touchdown play nullified due to the holding penalty called against the Mist.
Van Earl, what were you asking me about a minute ago about trying to run the clock out?
There you go. Exactly. So now they'll be first and goal from the 13-yard line. We are at the 2-minute warning here in Seattle. Timeout on the field. The home team igniting the party for the ShoWare Center. Creel and Hopkins getting it done. NFL fans, be sure to join us next Saturday for a huge game as Tia Nipper and the Cleveland Crush travel east of Baltimore to take on Angela Rippon and the Charm. Both teams still alive for the playoffs. It's going to be huge next week on NFL Saturday Night Football.
Tonight's game MVP, Laurel Creel. What a night. 5 touchdown passes tonight. That gives her 11 for the season, Daniel. Incredible performance.
She is definitely worthy of serious consideration for league MVP for the regular season with those kind of numbers and really her overall play.
Her leadership, she is taking control of this team. I love the way she's playing. They have to be the favorites going into the playoffs this year, Van Earl.
I totally agree with that, Bobby. As good as LA looked in their last game that we called, Seattle, I think, looks just a little bit better.
They look like they want it more right now, but don't tell that to Ashley Salerno. This is when she wakes up and plays her best football.
You got that right. Laurel Creel and the Mist offense looking to threaten the end zone again. Oh, it's picked off. Creel's pass is picked off by Kelly Gillespie at the 7-yard line. One bright spot for the Valkyrie and the second pick of the game for Laurel Creel.
Great coverage by Gillespie. She jumped on that route. Not a great throw by Creel, but this game's way over. But for Minnesota, Van Earl, they got some talent. They're just raw and young. Coach Meadow just has to get a better offense next year. They have a quarterback. They have receivers. Didn't use them tonight, but they're just a young team.
Carrie James hoping to learn from a very frustrating night for herself and her offense. But Bobby, I got to ask you a couple of more questions about Seattle. What a huge night for this team and this franchise to finally not only clinch a playoff berth, but capture the Pacific Division title.
One of the reasons, Van Noel, they're healthy. Moore was out with a pec injury, Shea with a concussion, Zaire had the concussion, Fowler ankle surgery. Now they're all healthy.
James throwing it on first down, but a flag threw right at the snap of the ball. The pass is complete to Jornha, but let's find out about the penalty.
Illegal alignment by the defense inside the 3-yard belt. That penalty declined. First and 10, Minnesota.
Penalty on Seattle, so the 16-yard completion stands. Minnesota with a rare positive play on offense. It gets the ball out to midfield, right at their own 24-yard line.
Even though this game's over, did you see how upset Coach Michelson is over that penalty inside the 3-yard zone? Championship teams don't make mistakes like that, no matter even if you're way up in the game.
Pass intended for Jornheim again, but the pass was too low, so it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
This is a good time for James right there to get some much-needed experience against a top team. She's going to be back next year. Trust me, she's going to be a great quarterback. But this experience tonight against an undefeated Seattle team, I mean, I can't tell you what this means to a quarterback, Dano.
It's a 2nd and 10 situation for the Valkyrie, working from their own 24-yard line. They hand it off to Katrina Stewart, tripped up right at the line of scrimmage, but still able to get it into Seattle territory on their 21-yard line.
This is the time of game you might want to take some of your stars out. Look at that. Jessica Hopkins gets rolled up on her knee. If she was out for the season, Michelson, he would be in shock. He should take some of your top players out now.
That is for sure. Hopkins did go to the bench after that play. The pass is incomplete for Carrie James, intended for Katrina Stewart.
That's James' problem right there. That was a great pass. They're not catching the ball. They're not running for it. Nothing's going right for James tonight.
So how about the Western Conference playoffs and the peek ahead, Bobby? Seattle looks like they're going to secure the top seed. LA's looking good for the wild card. So the big showdown for the 2nd seed in the Western Conference playoffs will be that August showdown between Green Bay and Chicago on the Chills home field.
That's going to be for the number 2 seed in the West. And what quarterbacks we have there? We got Heather Furr going against Annie Irwin. Wow.
False start penalty against Minnesota. It'll back them up 4 yards and back into their own territory.
How about all these young guns we have in the league now? We got our Cleveland girl, Tia Nipper, out there. We got right here, Carrie James. She's going to be a great one. We got Annie Erler playing great. Most teams have a great quarterback right now.
James pass picked off there on 4th down by Cherie Hyatt. And returning it close to midfield. So now really the real celebration can begin for the Seattle Mist. 62 seconds remaining before it's official. They're headed to the playoffs for the first time in franchise history.
Carrie James is so frustrated right now. She had a tough night, 4 interceptions tonight, 5 out of 19. I'll tell you what, though, she's going to learn a lot from this. Remember, Troy Aikman went 1-15 his first year before winning Super Bowl. She's going to learn, and she will be a great quarterback in the LFL.
Well, she certainly seems to have the physical skills, and she certainly seems to have the spirit and the will to win. So just some more coaching, as you pointed out, some more practice, an improvement of fundamentals. She definitely has a bright future. 1 minute left in this game as Seattle continues to find all kinds of success. Offensively, good run by Kristen Long on first down.
Another weapon. Kristen Long, she can play anywhere. She's a bulldog. She's a cowboy. Arm wrestling, Van Noel. Can you arm wrestle against her?
I wouldn't want to. Tell us about how far Seattle has come in their 4 years from the beginning to now, finally able to make a reservation for the postseason.
They've always been exciting. This offense has always been able to light it up, but they always get so close. I mean, they're right there. You think they're going to have LA beat, and at the last minute they lose. They have never been in the playoffs. But Michelson, from the start of this year, has been focused not only to make the playoffs, but to win everything.
Don't want to see any ugliness here at the very end to take away from this beautiful performance from start to finish by the Seattle Mist. Kristen Long, by the way, was the runner on the last play. She's getting a little playing time. And they give it to her again up the middle, but this time she loses the handle. Fumble on that first and goal play, and that will do it. It is official. Seattle is headed to the playoffs. Franchise history has been made for the Seattle Mist. They do it in front of their own fans. Laurel Creel busting out the champagne.
They have the Pacific Division t-shirts on already. We need one of those, Vanro. Great night for Seattle. They're back in it. This is an exciting team to watch. They're playing unbelievable football right now.
Carrie James trying to take it all in as she stands at the opposite end of the spectrum as Seattle sends a strong message to not only the Western Conference but the entire league. They are the team to beat. Mitch is down on the field with Chris Michelson and one of the original Seattle players.
All right, guys, down on the field here, officially zeros, donuts on the clock, and the Seattle Mist are playoff bound. How good does that sound, Jessica Hopkins?
It sounds great because I think we got a steak dinner coming for getting that shutout, so we're excited.
You got a shutout steak dinner, huh?
That was the goal, so we're motivated by food.
Well, you're definitely the longest tenured Seattle Mist player here. You've been gone through a lot of close seasons, but not quite there. How cool is it to know you're playoff bound now?
It feels really good. I mean, we work hard all year long, so to finally reach this, I mean, we know we've been capable all along, but to finally do it just feels amazing.
Excellent, excellent. Stick around here for us. Obviously, now we got Chris Michelson, the 2012 Coach of the Year. I know the personal accolades are great, but doesn't this feel a little better, Coach Michelson?
I'd trade them all in just for that trophy on September 1st, though. This is just one stepping stone to that milestone, and these girls have worked so hard. They deserve it. These fans deserve it. The league deserves it. I couldn't be prouder.
Excellent. Well, you guys go enjoy this one. All right, guys, looks like the Seattle Mist are going to Denver or Las Vegas. Just a matter of time to find out. Back to you guys.
Absolutely. What a night for the Seattle Mist. They make the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. They captured the Pacific Division title, and they do it in shutout fashion. 38-0 over the Minnesota Valkyrie. For Bobby Hugo and Mitch Mortaza, I'm Van Earl Wright. Thanking you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on LFL Saturday Night Football.